everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to another YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, we are going to be continuing our round previews. Yes, another big one coming up, another massive round of footy in this round. Now we'll kick off with the buys, who has buys in this round shortly, but we've got another massive round of football coming up in this round. Some really big 50-50 games. They may not look like 50-50 games to you, but they most certainly are. So there's some really big games in this round. And some really big statements to be made for some clubs. And there's one club in particular that needs a statement this round. So we'll be going over that shortly. But first of all, we're going to be having a look at last round, round 13. Richmond got over the Power by 12. Carlton defeated Essendon by 26. Fremantle got over Hawthorn by 13. The Lions got over the Saints by 21. The Giants smashed the Roos by 49. And the Pies walked away winners over the Demons, handing them 3 losses in a row by 26. Last round's buys are Adelaide, Geelong, Sydney, West Coast, Western Bulldogs and Gold Coast. So now this round, massive round of footy coming up. So let's not waste time. We'll go ahead and hop right into things. So Richmond versus Carlton will open us up on the Thursday night. Richmond sit 9th, Carlton sit 4th. Now, both these clubs actually have a really big, there's a lot on the line. And for the winner, a lot on offer for them. So, the winner in this game will get a big luxury. So, if Carlton were to win the game, they'll be going equal on points with Brisbane, Melbourne and Fremantle to really establish themselves as a contender and not a pretender. Otherwise, if Richmond do get the win, then they will hop into the 8 and take out Collingwood. So there's a big result coming up here. This is game of the round, I reckon. But yeah, the winner, they've got a really big luxury coming up. And the loser, well, that just puts Richmond a little bit further out of touch for the top 8. And Carlton a little bit out of touch for the top of the table. So there's some really big moments in this game. So I reckon my tip is Carlton by 18. I reckon it could possibly go a lot closer than that. I reckon we've got a really good contest here on Thursday night. And I reckon it can go either way. My tip is Carlton by 18, however. But I feel like we're in for a really exciting contest here. Now to Marvel Stadium we go for the Friday night game, where it is St Kilda versus Essendon in the annual Spuds game. So, this one, again, Essendon are playing with a lot lately. Of course, last week was their 150th anniversary celebration game. So, they did fight last week, but again, they fought for a quarter, and then they were gone. For St Kilda last week, they've come out bruised and wounded, but they've got plenty of replacements. They're in a very good spot as well. Now, St Kilda, they're also in a very good spot on the ladder. They sit 6th. Meanwhile, the Bombers, this will probably be their finishing position for the year as well. They are 16th. And have fallen right out of touch from the rest of the competition. They have 8 points under their belt. Meanwhile, the closest team to them in 15th is Adelaide, which have 16 points. So they are a long way behind everyone else, and I don't see them winning here either. I see the Saints taking this one out comfortably. I've said them to win by 48. I reckon that's not a bad tip either. I reckon the Saints will win big on Friday night. It's Marvel Stadium. Yes, both teams like the ground, but St Kilda, they've beaten Geelong there. They're damaging there, so the best tip is St Kilda, and St Kilda will win this game as well. Now to Saturday we go. Port Adelaide versus Sydney does also shape as another 50-50 for the Saturday. Now, Port Adelaide, we'll touch on them in a minute, but Sydney, they've been in some good form lately, and they sit 7th on the ladder. Port Adelaide sit 12th, but Sydney, they've been in some great form. The big form, though, for me was when they beat Melbourne at the MCG. Now, yes, Melbourne have been on a bit of a losing streak lately, but that was still a good win, and they did it without Buddy Franklin, so, even better. Now, Port Adelaide, though, got to touch on them. They're in a pretty dark place right now. They sit in 12th, and this game is a must-win. They lose this game and it's just about, or pretty much the season over for them. So they've got to try and really bounce on this game and win this game if there are any chance of making finals. And even then, it still does get tough for them. But they can still make finals if they win. But if they don't win, it is season over for Port Adelaide. So there's a lot on the line for this game on Saturday. Now, my win is Sydney by 10. But it is a 50-50 game. It is at the Adelaide Oval, so that does make more people think Port Adelaide but I still think Sydney will get the job done. They've been impressive at times this year. I reckon they'll win by 10. Now, to Optus Stadium we go, which this will still be a daytime game over in Perth, but this game has nobody interested, to be completely honest, except Geelong fans. West Coast sit 18th on the ladder, Geelong sit 5th, and Geelong are one of the best teams in the competition right now, and will smash West Coast. I can almost guarantee that. I just don't think West Coast will come back. Unless if they've done something like miraculously in over the bye week, which I don't think they would have. I don't see them beating the Cats. I just don't see that happening. So I feel like the Cats will win big and get a nice percentage booster. Now to Saturday night we go, where the Giants take on the Western Bulldogs at Giants Stadium. Now this is another 50-50 game of the round here. Now it is pretty obvious you'd go, oh, I'm going to tip the Dogs. The Giants have been not so great this year. I'm going to tip the Dogs. Well, it's not as simple as that, actually. This one could be the most 50-50 game. I still think Richmond and Carlton is a 50-50 game of the round. You're looking for one 50-50 game. That one is your game. But then you've also got Port Adelaide, Sydney, and GWS and the Western Bulldogs, which also cover that as well. But this game is really, really, really big for one club in particular. The Giants are 13th on the ladder and have set a bit of not a rebuild, but like they've really rebuilt their season and built a little bit of a solid platform now compared to the not so solid start of the year. The Dogs, they've been shaky all season. You can't really pick when they're going to go out and win. So this game is a 50-50. It is away from home for the Western Bulldogs, which does almost make momentum swift in go to the Giants. Or swing to the Giants' favour. Now, this game is going to be a cracker on Saturday night. The Western Bulldogs, I still do see them winning this game. I've set them by 19. I feel like it can go either way. And, I feel like any team could win this. We do know the Giants have been strong at this ground, though, so they could definitely get a win over the Western Bulldogs and cause a minor upset. But, again, going the safe tip and saying the Western Bulldogs. Now to Sunday's footy action we go. Where it's a standalone Sunday game between Gold Coast and Adelaide at Metricon Stadium. Gold Coast sit 11th on the ladder. Adelaide sit 15th. Now, Adelaide, they've been unpredictable this year. They have won games against teams like Richmond, the Western Bulldogs and Port Adelaide. Some quality opponents. And then they've lost games to Fremantle, which was a really good fight by Adelaide. But then they've lost some games by a lot. They've lost to Collingwood by a lot. They lost to the Bombers. So it's hard to pick a time around where Adelaide are going to win because they'll just win out of the blue. So, to be completely honest, Adelaide are very unpredictable. Gold Coast, they've actually built quite a solid platform for their season. They've had a pretty good season this season. Have built something that's worthy of turning into finals. So, Gold Coast could definitely make the finals. It would be definitely surprised to see them in there. But I reckon Gold Coast could do it this year. This year could be the first year in their competition history where they do make finals. So Gold Coast, although to make finals this game is a must-win for them. So I do see them winning this game. I don't see them getting it done convincingly, but I do see them winning this game by 21 points over the Crows. I feel like the Crows, as they do most weeks, come out, give it a red-hot crack, but just failed to win in the end. Now, this week's buys are Brisbane, Collingwood, Fremantle, Hawthorn, Melbourne, and North Melbourne. So, some big clubs there. We'll go to the ladder before we go over our tips. So you can see their Carlton's result on the Thursday night proves critical as they need to win to stay in touch with Brisbane, Melbourne, and Freo. Geelong, St Kilda, Sydney also would be looking to get wins to try and get themselves away from Collingwood and Richmond. Richmond, of course, winning would put them back into the top 8. Western Bulldogs, Gold Coast and Port Adelaide are in need of wins, and the Giants have left it too little too late to make a good season, but they can still make a pretty decent season out of it, trying to get as close to the top 8 as they possibly can, but I think, it is too late for them. Hawthorn and Adelaide also haven't had great seasons, and then you've got your real cellar dwellers in Essendon, North and West Coast. But Port Adelaide, the big story of the weekend will be them to see what they do. Season over for them or not, so their result is critical for their season. And Gold Coast and Western Bulldogs also do need wins badly to try and make the 8. Now, round 15. What have we got? What have we got in round 15? We're back to a full round of footy with 9 games. Melbourne versus Brisbane is the Thursday night opener. It is going to be an absolute ripper. The Dogs Hawks take centre stage on the Friday night. Big one. And then over in the West, West Coast versus Essendon. Do West Coast get another win, or do the Bombers actually come and really compete hard? Well, I mean, look, you don't know. Carlton and Fremantle is a big one on the Saturday, 50-50 there. As to is Geelong and Richmond, but I still do think Geelong. But again, you never know. Big game there as well. St Kilda versus Sydney on the Saturday night. This is a massive game for these two clubs, so really looking forward to that one. North Melbourne versus Adelaide is not really a game to be interested in on the Sunday. Collingwood versus GWS, big for Collingwood's season, as we know, keeping an eye out on Collingwood to see what they're doing. And then this one, the final game of the round, does prove to be critical. Port Adelaide versus Gold Coast. So, wow, what a big round. Well, 2 big rounds of footy coming up. There's some massive rounds of footy, but this one is going to be another big one. So we'll re-go over my tips. Carlton by 18. St Kilda by well over 50. Well, by over 50. No, by 48, sorry. Sydney by 10. Geelong to thump the Eagles. The Dogs by 19. And the Suns by 21. Byers, Brisbane, Collingwood, Fremantle, Hawthorn, Melbourne and North Melbourne. So thank you guys all so much for watching. You guys can let me know your round 14 tips in the comment section below. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you guys in another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.